Good morning, once more, class.
Good morning, madam.
So I believe we will have to proceed as the rest will be joining us.
Yes.
We'll have to proceed, and along the way, the other members are going to join us. So maybe if we can review on whatever we covered in our previous lesson, we were looking at life skills. We looked at the meaning of life skills, the importance. Did we looked at the importance of life skills?
Yes.
Class?
Yes, we look at.
Yes, we also looked at types of life skills, and under that we say that life skills normally is divided or grouped into 3 types or 3 classes. The first class was the skill of knowing and living with oneself, or the skill of knowing yourself. Then the second type was the skill of knowing and living with others. Then lastly, the skills of making effective decision. That was what we were looking at. So, and then I remember giving you a question. What was the question?
So, excuse me.
Yes.
In a previous lesson, you asked questions about aims of life skills in health living, communication,
Yes.
independence,
Yes.
schools,
Yeah.
family.
Yes, that is what I left behind. You are now to explain or maybe discuss how life skills is normally applied in those different areas that you just listed. So we can also have this. We can have this subtopic: aims of life skills in school. What are the aims of life skills in schools? Let us look at that. Aims of life skills in schools or education. Aims of life skills in education, stroke maybe schools. What are the aims of life skills in education? In other words, once you understand these types of life skills that we have, or that as an individual you should have, now, how are these skills going to help you in education? Remember, when you talk of education, it could be formal education, it could be informal education, but you must apply these skills in all areas of your life. Now, what are the aims of life skills in education? Aims of life skills in education. So we can have one. Okay, can we have one person to tell us one of the aims or one of the importance of life skills in education?
Development of one's interpersonal relationships.
Yes. It will help an individual to develop interpersonal
relationships, i.e., like
interpersonal skills, values. Yes. Now, when you understand, or when you have these types of skills with you, it will help you gain confidence, because you know very well, whenever I'm in this situation, this is what I must do. And for example, if it is in making decision, I'll make this decision which will not affect anyone, which will be loyal to anyone, which will not affect me negatively, or which will not affect the environment negatively. That is it. Another person, it helps in maybe behaviors in school or in any place. So that is it. We cannot have this one. Let us have these ones down. It helps in recognizing and avoiding health situations and behaviors. It will help in recognizing and avoiding risks and avoiding risk behavior or risk health situation and behaviors. Let me repeat. It helps recognizing and avoiding risk health situations. It helps in recognizing and avoiding risky health situations and behaviors. That is one of the aim of the importance as to why we have life skill in education. Another one, assist in practicing healthy behaviors. It assists in practicing healthy behaviors. Another one, it assists in making informed decisions. It assists the individual in making healthy and informed decisions. Healthy and informed decisions. The next one, it helps an individual to take positive, healthy choice. Helps an individual to take positive health choices. Helps an individual to take positive health choices. So these are just a few aims that we can get under aims of life skills in education. Under education, these are some of the aims that will be found under education, but we have more. You can get more and add. So let's look at this. There's another subtopic which is very important still under education that we also need to look at. We can say this, life skills education does not teach skills in isolation. Life skill education does not teach skills in isolation, but are an integral part of a variety. Okay, life skills education does not teach skills in isolation, but are an integral part of a variety of education. Are an integral part of a variety of educational programs, but are an integral part of a variety of educational programs.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Kindly give us the definition or tell us more about integral. I don't understand it.
Oh, okay, let us just finish. Kuna wenye hawajamaliza? Let's finish writing, alafu ndio nitaeleza hiyo integral.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we are saying that life skill education does not teach skills extension. Haifunzi, okay, life skill huwa haifunzi two skills ikiwa peke yake. Not, okay, these skills zenye tupata juu. Hatu apply tu maybe tukiwa sisi wenyewe, tukiwa na wengine, na tukimake decision peke yake. Pia the same life skills in different areas ama zimekuwa integrated, unazipata pia kwa different educational programs. So that's why we are saying that life skill education does not teach skills in isolation, but are an integral part of a variety of educational programs, e.g., drug abuse prevention. In other words, the same life skills can also be used in these educational programs in schools, like drug abuse prevention. Drug abuse prevention, we also use the same skills when we are looking at that in terms of educational program. It is also used in prevention, in this other program known as Prevention of Adolescence Pregnancy. Prevention of Adolescence Pregnancy program. We also apply life skills, or life skills is normally used there. Now, look at this. The form of education we have right now is the formal education. But before that, during our grandfathers, those days, long time ago, during the grandfathers of our grandfathers, they were using the informal education. Now, the informal education, by the way, during that time, youth wana mess around hivi hapa na pale, no, walikuwa wanakuwa wakiwa watoto wadogo, walikuwa wanafundishwa maybe wakiwa pamoja, lakini maybe wakifika 5 years wanaanza kuseparatiwa. So unapata babu anafunza wavulana, shosho anafunza wasichana, like that. And you realize, like, for example, there is a certain community, I'll not say the name. For example, kama msichana angepatikana amepata mimba kabla hajaolewa, there is a name that this girl was given. So yani hii name ilikuwa inafanya wengine wana learn lesson kutoka kwa huyu mmoja mwenye alimess na life, maybe alipata mtoto kabla hajaolewa, so unapata anapewa jina na wana make sure if she wants to get married, now she'll not get married to just a man who has never get into marriage, wanamtafuta mzee so that ikue funzo kwa wengi. So you realize hiyo msimu youth hawakukuwa wana mess kabisa, because mmoja akimess alikuwa anatumika kama lesson, funzo kwa hao wengine, so they will not mess, they use all the ways or all the skills to ensure that they don't mess up with their lives, because the parents were to be reprimanded, kumaanisha wazazi walicontribute kama kufanya mambo yale hayastahili. So you realize the parents hata saa zingine wangefukuza huyo mtoto pamoja na hiyo family just because mtoto alimess up. Unapata certain community wanawatoa kwa hiyo community, mnaambiwa mtoke sasa kwa hiyo community. So that's why we are saying that when you look at informal education, hata kama haikuwa na vitu mingi, lakini ilikuwa inajaribu kumold watoto ama the generation according to vile ingekuwa, si kama nowadays. So that is another area of educational program where we apply communication skills. Another one, we have AIDS education. AIDS education is another program in school that is normally used. And remember, whenever you undergo this program, there's communication skills that should be applied, or maybe you'll also learn communication skills during this program, whenever you are being counseled, maybe through these programs. We also have protecting young people from abuse. Protecting young people from abuse. This is another program that communication skills are used. We also have peace education. Now, have you ever maybe gone through this program inaitwa peace education? Ama mnajua peace education program class? Now, peace program, this peace education program ilifanyika, huwa haifanyiki vile kwa institutions ama kwa education, kwa institutions or learning institutions, but during post-election violence, that was in 2007. Yeah, after that post-election violence, you realize that most of could be the churches, could be the institution. This program was being taught, individuals could undergo these programs, like churches. Makanisa walikuwa wanachukua hii jukumu ya kufundisha youth wa hizo churches about peace education, so that you also know how you can now go back to the normal life that you were in before this post-violence thing that happened. So it's normally, when you talk of peace education, huwa inakuja sana sana when there is kitu kama post violence education, post violence thing happen. But kwa ukweli haifai kukua tu during that season, inafaa iwe so that hata before like this time tunafaa tu tuna hiyo program inaendelea, so that we also know ikifika wakati wa uchaguzi we know we have to live in peace, whether mtu wetu atashinda ama mtu wenu atashinda, we have to remain in peace. So this is also another program that is normally used in education or for educational purposes. We also have suicide prevention program. Suicide prevention program. Suicide prevention program. And, actually, some of these programs are very zinafaa ziwe zinaendelea because when you look at mambo ya suicide, iko all over, and maybe because the youth are not do not have this awareness of mambo ya suicide. Because when you undergo this program, you will actually get these skills. Or whenever uko na hasira, you have to control it, and this is what you should do. So you realize nowadays mambo ya kama suicidal prevention program haiko, but mostly utapata wanasema, oh, if someone has got stress, if a youth has got a stress, afadhali apeleke kwa psychologist. Now, psychologist nayo, okay, it's good, but you realize you have also to pay a lot of money. Ukienda kwa psychologist, utaenda tu niko na hii shida nisaidie, hata kuguide, yes, it will take some or maybe some time. It could be even a month or even more. But you also have to dig deeper into your pocket. So that's where the problem is. These suicidal prevention programs zinafaa ziwe kwa institutions, like in churches, and many other places, so that the youth can easily access them whenever they have any problem, or they can also get these skills, so that when they have different situations, they also use these skills that they maybe got there to tackle such things. There is also this other program for vulnerable youth, such as street children, orphans, etc. Programs for vulnerable youth, such as street children and orphans, such as street children and orphans. So these are some of the programs that are integrated in education in terms of life skills education, to ensure that the learners or maybe the students also apply these life skills in their life. Now we look at health benefits of life skills in education. 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 So when you talk of health benefits of life skills in education, you have to tackle these. We can say it promotes personal and social skills. Personal and social skills. Empowering an individual. Empowering an individual. Empowering an individual. Empowering an individual health. As well as others, and the community, as well as others and community. We can also say still Roman 2, implement it addresses health benefit of life skills. We say it addresses the needs of all children. Life skills addresses the needs of all children. For example, in an institution or in a learning institution. Another another importance, or maybe another benefit, we can say it addresses life skills, addresses the combination of psychological, it addresses the combination of psychological and social factors, contributing to healthy behaviors, We also look at the benefit. Okay, the first benefit was health benefit of life skills in education. That is Roman 1. Ama A, healthy benefits of life skills in education. Roman 2, health benefits of education, educational benefits. B, call it educational benefits. Educational benefits of life skills. Educational benefits of life skills. Educational benefits of life skills. We can say this under that, you can say number 1, it improves relationships between teachers and pupils. Improves relationships between teachers and pupils. We can also say this under that. It promotes under educational benefit. Life skills normally promote positive impacts on academic performance. Positive impacts on academic performance. We look at C, social benefits of life skills in education. Social benefits, just write social benefits. We can say it promotes more pro-social behaviors. It promotes more pro-social behaviors. Promotes more pro-social behaviors, resulting to less delinquency, among adolescents. Cultural behavior, that is E, cultural behavior.
Hello, Mwalimu.
Yes?
Can you expand on the last statement on social benefits?
Oh, social benefits. Now, when we were looking at the types of life skills, tulisema ziko zimegrupiwa into 3. Kuna skills of knowing oneself, kuna skills of knowing others, na skills of making making decisions. Now, when you combine the 3, and now we are looking at what we refer to as social benefits. Now, when you talk of social, ni ile life ya ku relate na ku-interact na others. Now, when we implement this skill under education, but in social, as a social benefit, we realize now it normally improve behaviors in teens, those students who are now reaching or approaching teens or teen. Now, that they can easily now get to understand themselves. Remember, as a parent, stage yenye huwa ni ngumu sana kwa mzazi huwa ni teen stage, huwa iko very, very difficult to a parent. Why? Because remember, this child of yours is now turning to be a young adult. So you realize wewe utamwambia ukienda hapa kuna unaweza patwa na hii na hii na hii na hii. Na yeye, that is when now anaona sasa I'm also mature, mama ananichunga, must she know where I am each and every time? So unapata pia he's also trying to show ile maturity yako nayo to his or her guardian, to his parent or her guardian. Now you realize hapo sasa ndio huwa kuna kizungumkuti. Now we are told that when we imply life skills under this in education, still under social benefits, you realize now it will help pro-social behavior of that individual or that particular child, so that there'll be less delinquency among adults. Kutakuwa na yani we'll try and reduce those bad things that, or maybe the mess that these adults may be in. That is what it means. The mess that might the adolescents be in during that particular situation. So that's why when we have these skills with us, or maybe when this skill is in our youth, our teen, now you realize our teens, you realize now, hata kama kweli ataona anachukiwa, but ataona now, I need to apply this skill here. Yes, this, for example, this kind of classmate anataka niwe girlfriend wake. Now I know, ama tumeambiwa now, when someone asks you, like when you are in this situation, this is what you should do. Now she will try and apply that, so that at the end of it all, hata kama kuna mess ni chache, si vile ziko rampant. That is what it means. We also have cultural benefits. So when you talk of cultural benefits, that's where we were. We can say it helps to clarify the needs of young people. Life skills normally clarify the needs of young people growing up in modern societies. Life skills help to clarify the needs of young people growing up in modern societies. Now, for example, let me use this example. Now, with the modern society or modern generation we have, you realize there is use of technology all over. Mpaka sahi hata mtoto mdogo, you can see a very toddler, mtoto mdogo mwenye ako 1 year plus, wanajua simu. I even wonder how they know. They know. Ukimpea simu anajua, tena utaona anaanza kushikashika as if he is calling and so on. So now to the parents, inabidi sasa you understand, because hakuna vile utanyima mtoto simu. But what now the parents will do, like what you do, kama kweli imebidi mtoto apate simu, like this duration when wako nyumbani most of the time, utapata anataka simu ama anataka watch cartoon, you see. So inabidi umpatie, but like kwa simu, because now there is technology na kina YouTube and so on. So if you don't want your child maybe to be affected with whatever materials that he may see on internet, maybe through YouTube and many other, you can install there's this YouTube for kids known as YouTube Kids. Now, when you look at this, the YouTube Kids, it normally contain materials that are meant for children or kids, such that it will not affect them in any way. Hautapata wameleta huko vitu zenye maybe some maybe could be songs zenye ni mbaya, zenye zinaweza erode upbringing ya mtoto. No. So it is there. Like for another case, unapata hata siku hizi watoto wa primary wako na simu. You see, as a parent, okay, utamnyima, but unapata, so hata ukimnyima, the other parents are giving their kids hizo phones and all that. So you will, at the end of it all, utampatia, but you will warn him, in as much as nakupea hii simu hii yangu mzee utumie, this is what I want to see you. Sitaki kukuona Twitter, sitaki kukuona Facebook and all that. Please use this phone in as much as maybe to communicate with your fellow students in school, and maybe to do research or maybe do e-learning. and so on. So unajaribu kumnarrow towards that time, that line, because you cannot avoid. Another point still under your cultural benefit, you can say, we can say life skill education is a particular value to young people growing up in multicultural society. You can say maybe it adds a particular value. Life skills add a particular value to young people growing up in multicultural societies. That is under cultural benefit. Let's look at economic benefits. Still under education. What is the benefit of life skills in terms of economic or economically? It promotes highly valued skills. It promotes highly valued skills to future employers and to future employers of young people. It normally promotes highly valued skills to future employers of young people, to future employers of young people. Now, for example, I believe hizi skills tulikuwa nazo, we used to apply them sometimes, but maybe not all times. But now that we have this skill with us, maybe we have learned maybe this topic now, we have known that in as much as we normally apply these skills, we have 3 categories of the same skills, which we should apply or which we normally apply. Now, from here, if maybe one of us anataka kufungua kampuni right away, maybe next year, I believe some of these skills utakuwa unazi-apply. Like maybe whenever uko na wafanyikazi, assuming umeanzisha an ICT firm, alafu hao wafanyikazi wako wanafaa kutoka kila siku by 5 wanatoka. Alafu inapata maybe you have a lot of work yenye saa inabidi hata wa extend maybe with 2 hours. Now, because you have these skills with you, utajua now in as much as wanatoka hii time, na maybe hali si nzuri, utaongeza mshahara, you will be motivating them. Ama sometimes unawapea off monthly, unawapatia off ya 2 days or maybe 1 day kila mtu monthly. So that is what we are saying, that now once we have these skills, we can now improve our economically, we can improve economically, as the same example we've been given. And then you can yes.
On the same.
Yes.
I just have a simple question on what are some of the life skills?
Yes.
That is expected of us.
Yes.
When we are going for an attachment next year in February. Thank you.
Okay, there's a question. He is asking that some of the skills that you need to have or maybe apply when you'll be on your attachment. The skills that you'll be applying when you'll be on your attachment, on attachment, wherever you'll be. So who can answer this question? Let me have anaitwa Jairin Mige. Jairin Mige, Fanuel Kidakwa.
Yeah.
Some of the skills zile mtatumia wakati mtakuwa mko na attachment.
Yeah. First, to have an effective communication, like when you're talking to maybe your employee. Yeah, you need to have something like etiquette. Yeah.
That is true. Another skill that you'll be forced to apply on attachment. Remember hizi skills zote huwa tunatumia, but sasa ukiwa huko attachment inafaa zionekane. Another skill?
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
We could say like writing letters. you are employed as a secretary, you need to have the skill of writing minutes.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
The skill of maybe knowing, doing the right thing. That is now
That is being responsible.
yeah. Now that skill, actually, it's a skill ndio, kwa sababu like ni watu wa tunasoma kuandika hizo minutes. I think it was, you learned it in high school, kuandika minutes, how do you write minutes, how you write what. So it's now upon you, ikifika ukiambiwa sasa enda andika minutes, useme sijui, remember you are a student. Unaweza pewa shika hii, ama fulani, we are in a meeting, fulani tuandikie minutes. Ukishaandika wanakuambia enda type hizo minutes. So some of these skills, you have to apply them. Though sasa hapa haitaonekana kama it is just okay, self-awareness. Sasa hiyo iko under hizo skills of knowing yourself. Assuming ati umesahau kuandika minutes, inamaanisha you'll have to request whoever is there maybe in charge, umwambie nimeandika hizi minutes but naona kama si nzuri, nifanye aje? Atakwambia atachukua format kwa fulani uangalie so that you write. Yeah, that is now self-awareness. Unajua kweli hii kitu sijafanya vizuri. Now, because you know I've not done it well, you'll also seek a way of maybe knowing or maybe doing it the way it should be done. Another skill?
Can I say this?
Yes.
Let's see. Time punctuality, is that a skill?
Sasa iko under, unaona hizo the skills of knowing, knowing and living with oneself, iko inaweza lie hapo. Self-awareness, or maybe self-awareness. Alafu pia ina like for the third type of skill, hiyo tunasema skills of making decision. Unajua vizuri kesho naanza attachment kesho. So because naanza attachment kesho, ama attachment yangu nimeanza, nafaa by 8 iwe inanipata kwa ofisi. Sio ati inanipata kwa njia, inanipata kama nimeingia kwa ofisi. So you will be applying the same skills, but sasa zinapatikana under hizo 3 classes. So the one unasema punctuality, now you'll talk of skills of making effective decisions.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
Thank you.
Can we proceed? Ama there is another question on the same. Tumalizie. We proceed.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, madam.
Hello, I'm getting you.
I need an explanation of this.
Yes.
Please just give me a distinction, explanation about the skill, about what is a skill.
Yes. Were you not in the last, in the class that we had? That is last lesson. Were you not there?
I was there.
You are there.
No, I was not there.
You are not there.
Yeah.
And now what you do, because tukianza kurudi huko nyuma, it will not be good.
Hiyo peke yake, madam. Hiyo peke yake, just a skill. That would be.
Okay, let me use one student who was there. Wacha tupate Musembi, tulisema skill ni nini?
Live, madam.
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, someone wanted to try. Can you try? There's a lady who wanted to try. Please try.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to try. I want to answer.
Yes, answer. Please.
Him.
Yes.
Yeah, a skill is ability to do something.
Yes.
It is an ability to do something well.
Yes, that is a skill. A skill is just that need of doing something well. That is what we refer to as skills or a skill. That ability of doing something, not just doing it, but doing it in the right way. That is what we refer to as a skill. Tunaelewana?
Hello.
Yes?
Yeah, thank you.
Madam.
Yes.
So, madam,
Yes.
I just opted to some of the skills that I had in mind.
Yes.
That probably I personally should employ.
Yes.
When going for an attachment.
Yeah.
And these were some of the skills.
Yes.
Number one is being teachable. When I go to attachment, I'll ensure that I'm able to learn from others. Then number two,
Yes.
Number two is punctuality.
Punctuality.
Number three is just good communication skills.
Yes.
To both my senior and the core staff and the outside staff.
Yes.
And then number four is being cleanness.
Cleanliness.
Then finally, teamwork. And
yes.
Finally, is teamwork.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can get you clearly. I can get you clearly. Now, those skills that you are giving out, now we are they have been scooped just from these three types of skills, but now they are now specific in line of vile utajipresent huko. That's when we get these skills. But still, ukiangalia the three skills comes in ukiona the three types of skills zenye tulisoma: knowing yourself, knowing others, and making decisions. So the three now produces this. When you narrow it now in terms of attachment, what you should do during your attachment, or the skills that you'll apply during your attachment, even mode of dressing, how you dress, punctuality, communication skills, and so on. So in other words, now when you talk of attachment, we narrow them down specifically. Ile sasa unaweza apply huko, but still when you look at them utapata they still lie under these three classes, which is still okay. So for this case, kama umeulizwa, you identify some of the skills you will apply on attachment, you can talk of hizo. But wakikuuliza types of skills, now you can talk of ziko tatu, and then you give, in each class, you give some examples. Kama if it is knowing yourself, you can talk of maybe self-assertiveness, you can talk of self-esteem, and so on. So it is very okay, as you have answered, it's very okay. But sasa, hiyo swali yako in a narrow, especially what you'll do, what are you going to do when you are there? So it's not asking the types of skills. Inauliza ni skill gani uta apply huko. So when you look at like when you talk of teachable, what you are going to learn as a skill, remember the same skill can be applied on the first type of skill here to sema knowing yourself. You should be able to learn each and every time with the situations that you may be facing. When you talk of knowing others, the same skill is still there. You need to learn from others. Others will also teach you at the same time. And also, when you talk of making decisions, you can also apply the same. Yes, I'm the head of maybe this department. I need to apply this. Yes, apart from maybe just telling people you should be punctual, I'm supposed to be the one who is punctual. And that is why unapata like, ukipata kama head, anasema walimu mwe mnafika kuja saa 4. School problem. So maybe is there any other question? Ama maybe Douglas, have you understood the same? Ama you need more clarification before tuendelee?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so let's finish up what we are looking at. That was life skills, aims of life skills, but we were under economic benefits. Life skills in education, but we are looking at now economically in education. How will these skills help us? Political benefits, how will these skills help us politically in terms of education? We can say this, under that,
Can we give it a try?
Yes, try.
So actually, the government policies under education
Yes.
can help students.
Yes.
Or the members of education to act in a responsible way, understanding the laws and government, the laws and rules of the government.
Yeah. Now, we can also explain this using this other way. You realize like nowadays in learning institutions, huwa kuna kuanga na elections. True. Are we getting?
Yes, you're getting.
Yes.
Now, why do you think huwa kuna hiyo exercise? Why do you think huwa kuna election? There is election in learning institutions, whether in primary school, hata siku hizi hata hizi shule, okay, all schools, hata learning institutions huwa kuna democracy, si ndio? That is very true. Ina emphasize hiyo democracy, and apart from that, ina mold leaders. Yes, it mold young leaders, upcoming leaders. Unajua because you realize that kwa primary utapata okay, watu wata contest for hizo different posts, students, learners will contest, they keep on contesting mpaka ile siku ya mwisho. They now exercise they exercise the voting process na wanaifanya ile perfectly. Now you realize this is not just by the way, but inasaidia even the parents, hata tu sisi adults unajua now. If this is the exercise, this exercise is normally a hand on schools, and children can, hata saa zingine they are aired, unapata wanafunzi wana contest hata on media. Now it will help us wenye huwa hawataki kuvote, ikifika time ya voting anasema hata nikivote haitanisaidia. You see, you have kama watoto wadogo wana vote na wana accept, mtu akianguka ana accept, yes I didn't. So it is helping, yani kila mtu. It is changing the whole thing in us, whether the old, the young, and so on. So that's why we are saying it's a very important skill in terms of education, because it improves in leadership skills. It is there to improve leadership skills. There is anaitwa Nay, please unmute yourself. Nay. Yes, unmute yourself. So tuangalie kidogo conflict management. Let's just look at something. Conflict management. Now we are looking at the next topic, that is conflict management. And please, under that topic, note this, what you should know about the topic. Meaning, just highlight somewhere kind of meaning. You need to know the meaning of conflict management. Importance, types of conflicts. You need to know about the types of conflicts. Causes of conflicts. Causes of conflicts. And then lastly, you need to know about the techniques or approaches to conflict management. Approaches to conflict management. That is what you should know. Just sorry, let me so let's look at the term conflict. What do we mean when you say the term conflict? Kisikia conflict, what does that, the term conflict, what does it mean?
It
conflict
means yes, I want to try.
Yeah, try.
So a conflict is an occurrence of a misunderstanding. Yes.
Between what? Okay.
Between two. A misunderstanding between two or more parties.
That is very true.
Yes.
That's what we refer to as a conflict. Any other person with another definition? Of course, hata kama ingekuwa ni swali kila mtu ajieleza vile anafikiria na bado itakuwa jibu.
Can try.
Yes, tolerance.
Disagreement between two parties or people.
It is a
disagreement.
A conflict is an agreement. Disagreement. Oh, disagreement. Yes, right. That's very good. It's a disagreement between parties. That is what we refer to as conflict. So we write it down. We write down what the term conflict means. Conflict. is a clash between individuals. Conflict is a clash between individuals, a clash between individuals, arising out because of the differences, arising out because of the differences they may have in thought, the differences they may have in thought, comma, attitude, comma, understanding, comma, interests, and perceptions. Interests and perception. Interests and perception. That is what we refer to as a conflict. Still, hata wale the first colleagues, when you wamepeana definition, bado it is very okay. So that is what we refer to as the term conflict. We can also add and say, these may arise among individuals. These may arise among individuals, comma, countries, comma, political parties, comma, states, etc.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is the difference between states?
The difference between states and a country, countries and states. What are the difference? Let me have an answer from who? Anaitwa Dennis Mumo. Dennis Mumo, what is the difference between a state and a country?
I want to try.
Try? Who is this? Lagat. Yes, Lagat Basil. Can you try?
Yeah, a state is made up of many countries, while a country is only one country. Yeah, like the United States. Yeah, is made up of many.
Many. Like example ni kama gani? When you talk of United States, huwa iko na which states? That
Washington. Yeah, there is Florida. Many. Yeah, there are many.
Carolina and many, yes.
Yeah, 50.
Now, alikuwa tolerance. Have you got the answer?
Yes, I've got the answer.
My question here is, my question. Now, who can give us an example, a conflict between countries? Can one of us identify an example of a conflict between countries?
Yes, I can give one.
Yes.
Arab countries versus US.
Yeah, that is an example. Another example, Claudia.
Yeah.
Tupatie example ingine ya conflict yenye huwa ina arise between countries. Hata usiende mbali, zingine ziko tu hapa karibu huwa tunaona. Conflict between countries.
Somalia and Kenya.
Somalia and Kenya. Kenya na Uganda. Kenya na Uganda huwa kunakuwa na conflict. Hii conflict inatokea wapi?
Okay.
Migingo.
Inatokana na Migingo. Now, okay, my question is that issue solved? I don't know. Okay, each and every, like for example, there was during the leadership of Kibaki, I didn't see anything. Okay, they didn't even tackle that. When it comes to that, you realize all the countries will keep quiet. But you realize the citizens are normally affected, especially those citizens who normally do the fishing around that particular island. Wanakuwa affected. So I don't know when this will be solved. So at the moment, we don't know when this will be solved. We don't know whether Migingo is in Kenya or Migingo is in Uganda. Yes, so I was saying this, we were giving some of the examples za conflicts. Tukasema kuna za country, we gave out. Tukasema political parties, hata tusipeane. there is a conflict between states and all that. So that is it. Let's also get the definition of the term conflict management. Once we know what is conflict, we also need to get the meaning of the term conflict management. Now, what is conflict management? Conflict management now, we can say it is okay, using a simpler way to say conflict management is a skill that we normally use to resolve a conflict, or maybe to resolve a clash. Is a skill that is applied whenever you want to resolve a conflict. That is what we refer to as conflict management. Now, we can also say conflict management normally, it is a resolution that handles the conflicts, resolutions that handles conflicts. So let's look at the importance of conflict management. Importance of conflict management. Number one, you can say it helps to find a middle way. Importance of conflict. It helps to find a middle way or an alternative way to any problem. Helps to find a middle way, an alternative way to any problem, and successful implementation of the idea. And successful implementation of the idea. Another importance, number two, it prevents a fight. Prevents a fight at the first place. It prevents a fight at the first place, rather than facing its negative consequences. Rather than facing its negative. Okay, I've said it prevents a fight. Prevents a fight at the first place, rather than facing its negative consequences. Rather than facing its negative consequences. Another importance of conflict management, we can say it strengthens the bond. It strengthens the bond among employees. It strengthens the bond among the employees, students, etc. And it is a halfway of solving the problem, and it's a halfway of solving a problem. And it's a halfway of solving a problem. Another importance, you can say, it plays an important role of our personal lives. Plays an important role in our personal lives, therefore improving relationships. Therefore improving relationships. Therefore improving relationships. Therefore improving relationships. For example, look at a couple, a certain couple, you realize one couple, okay, smokes. Maybe the husband smokes. And then the wife, which example can I give? The wife maybe has got a weakness in terms of cleanliness. So you realize at times these two must learn they must just understand one another. In as much as, like, this wife cannot change this man. Kama is a smoker, you know, being a smoker, it takes a mile for you to stop smoking. Na kuna ingine, even unaweza pata whoever is smoking amejaribu, ameenda mpaka sijui ameshindwa. Now when you look at cleanliness, you realize this lady, anajua tu usafi wa mwili. That is it. Akitoka ukimwona huko nje utaona, this lady is so clean. But sasa wewe enda ingia kwa nyumba ndio utajua. Assuming we are talking of this couple here. So inamaanisha, now the man maybe apendi uchafu. But you see now, these are couples. So at the end of the day, hakuna chenye, hakuna vile watasema now because wewe ni mchafu, I'm going to leave you, let us leave one another, let us part ways. No. It will now take an extra mile for this man to accept the wife the way she is. So that hata kama sasa sasa zingine akikuja akipata there is disorder in the house, anafanya. Haya, now same to the lady. Akikuja apate the husband ni ule smoker, anaamka usiku katikati ana smoke. Haya, yani you see, so this lady pia itabidi amwele, because at the end of it all, hata akisema apart way, maybe they have kids, ama hata kama hawana kids, you see, at the end of it all, they love each other. So inamaanisha watu wote itabidi wa adjust, kila mtu ata adjust mwingine na huyu mwingine adjust huyu. So we are saying that now when we look at conflict management, we can have that point in mind where we say that conflict management normally plays an important role in our personal lives. For example, improving our relationship, knowing the way we are. So we have just to work with, or maybe adjust to what we know about ourselves, or maybe others. So these are just few importance of conflict management. You can get more importances. We will proceed in our next lesson by looking at types of conflicts. Types of conflicts we have. So that's what we'll be looking at. You can also read, you can look at types of conflicts, causes of conflicts, alafu approaches of conflict management. Yes?
Madam.
Yes?
I completely agree with you, but that example that you have given us.
Yes. It is not working.
Hapana. Hawa watu wanahitaji viboko na maombi.
Douglas.
Yes.
Assuming you normally wet the bed. Sisemi ati wewe una wet, but we are just
ndio ukweli.
Now, what will you do now? Okay, now.
Lakini hiyo tu.
No. Utavaa diaper. Ukivaa diaper umejaribu, umeamua ku manage hiyo.
Unafunga chupa bana, unafunga chupa.
I'm just using an example kumwambia, sometimes you see kuna vitu you cannot change. Sasa like a smoker. Kuna amejaribu hata kuvuta sigara ameshindwa. Yes?
Yo.
What will you do? Love him the way. What will you do? Tamwacha juu anavuta sigara?
Ndio.
What will you tell him?
If I realize at the beginning, it's good to part ways.
Kweli umezoea sigara. Hata kama ni usiku, pia hata kama ni saa 7 za usiku, enda sitting room, ama enda nje uvute alafu urudi.
Wewe captain, wewe maliza hii story bana.
Sawa.
Okay, tutaje baadaye.
Okay, so we can call it a day.
Thank you.
Somebody was asking something, ama nilikuwa nasikia nini?
Nilikuwa nasema utoke.
Hey.